Paul Boissonneault joins me now to discuss this further. He is a board member with the Canadian Association of Fire Chiefs. He is also the fire chief in the town of Oakville in Ontario. Paul, thank you for your time on CTV News Channel. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
So explain to us a little more. What is National Fire Administration, this body, expected to do?
Yeah, so this National Fire Administration would assist in the coordination of the important intelligence that comes out of Ottawa, gets to the local fire departments. It would also coordinate from the provincial landscape many of the challenges to local fire departments. And essentially, it brings everyone together in a multi-jurisdictional approach to ensure that everyone is on the same page. And though this is critical for wildfires, this isn't solely limited to wildfires. We have many countries that have National Fire Administration elements, and such things as sale and distribution of fireworks, lithium-ion batteries, any of the issues associated with code enforcement, with housing crisis in Canada. Those are all elements that would fall under a jurisdiction of a National Fire Administration. And this coordination of efforts is absolutely critical for the safety of firefighters and the safety for the communities for which we serve.
Well, thank you for explaining what the administration will do. But Paul, I'm curious to know, why do you think we require here in Canada? What's not happening that we need this administration?
Right now, the fire chiefs deal with approximately, or touch points within 12 to 14 ministries. And there is not a succinct approach associated with elements, whether it be through energy and natural resources, emergency preparedness, public safety, health, transportation. The fire chiefs deal with many of those elements, whether it be with wildfires or when we talked about the devastation associated with Lac Mégantic or floods. There are multiple ministries, and there needs to be a coordinated effort. Our friends to the south just celebrated the U.S. Fire Administration's 50th year of existence this year. And other countries such as Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and many others have an established fire administration. We think that the criticality for this, though we've been advocating for a number of years, the criticality associated with the wildfires has absolutely demonstrated the need now. And we definitely need to move forward with this.
Yeah, I mean, the manner in which we're seeing wildfires in the country and their size that we have been tracking over the past few years, it is absolutely telling. But Paul, I'm curious, you said you've been advocating for this for a while. So if you are reaching the feds, the federal government and agencies involved, what has their response been? What are they saying about this new National Fire Administration?
So I think what's important over the past number of years is we've ensured that we have evidence-based data, that we're establishing data from the 3,200 fire departments across Canada, as well as ensuring that the representation of 125,000 firefighters across our nation are being well demonstrated at this point. As I indicated, there's multiple ministries and touch points for which our fire service deals with. And I think that when you're dealing with an unprecedented fire season such as 2023, and the fact that we certainly forecasted challenges with 2024, and to suggest that the fire season within 2024 is likely to extend as well, I think the emergence with data supporting major situations such as Jasper and Fort McMurray and other situations, I think the reality has come home to roost, so to speak, and that we need to move this forward now. The time is now. If we wait, the cost of an administration would pale in comparison to doing nothing, and then the resonant effects with the lack of coordination amongst multiple ministries. We owe that to the multiple layers within governance. We owe that to our communities, the fire services, and ultimately Canadians.
Paul, maybe I missed it here, but I'm still trying to understand. You've been advocating for this for years. What has the response been of the federal government when you seek that we need to have a new administration? What are they saying?
I think that they've been responsive somewhat to the information we've provided. We've really focused on the evidence to support that. It has been highlighted with some of the climate change issues, such as wildfires and wildfire interface. And I think just understanding those multiple ministries who've had touch points with the Canadian Fire Service has created, I dare say, delays. And so we have every expectation from the Canadian Association of Fire Chiefs that the fall economic statement is going to include the National Fire Administration. The CAFC is here to assist. We are going to ensure that it is done right, that it's put into place at an appropriate time frame, and ultimately that is for safety of all Canadians.
All right, we'll leave it at that for the moment. Paul Boissonneault is the Oakville Fire Chief and board member with the Canadian Association of Fire Chiefs. Appreciate your time, Paul. Thank you.